Hi, my name is Valdeta and I am going to speak to you today about the advertising business. Since myself is currently the advertising major, I wanted to know a little bit more about the field in overall and hopefully get an idea on what direction to go. So I would like to share with you about the information I found out, and what I'm going to talk about is the advertising and the advertising agencies. There are 4 different career departments within this big field: the future outlook, earnings, and how to get about to find a job in this field. Advertising business is all about creating, planning and handling advertising, and sometimes also doing other forms of promotions and marketing. Advertising per se is a form of communication, but the purpose with this communication is usually to persuade and a target audience to either purchase or take an action upon a product, idea or service. Commercial advertising is the most common form and is usually all of the sorts of advertising we see in our daily basis. And the intention of these advertising is usually to generate increased consumption. Then we have non-commercial advertising, which is all advertising that has to do with political parties, interest groups, religious organizations, and government agencies. Advertising agencies is where you would work if you go for advertising career. And these vary a lot within the sizes and the tasks and how they run the agency. But in overall, all agencies are independent from the client and they provide an outside look or point of view to the effort of selling the client's products or services. But in reality, what the agency really does is create a solution for a problem. Or solve a problem for the client. So, for example, if the client's problem is not selling enough of a certain product, then an agency would help creating advertisement that persuade people to buy more of that product. Careers in advertising agencies are many, and many of them require many different expertise and skills. But in overall, all the job titles usually fall in 4 categories, and these are account management, account planning, media and research, and creative. Account management department is basically the link between the client and the agency. These people within this department usually knows everything, and they handle a lot of stuff at the same time. They make sure that the client gets the best possible work, and the agency profits from it also. And the knowledge is needed for this area is to know all about the company and all about the consumers and the marketplace, and all about the aspects of the advertising processes. An account manager therefore should have a bachelor's degree, or in some cases even a master's in business. Some of the job titles in this department are Director of Account Services, Account Director, Management Supervisor, and so on. Within all of these 4 departments, there are around 5 to 7 job titles that you can do. The next department is account planning. And account planners make sure that the consumer's perspective is fully considered when advertising is developed. So they constantly work to focus and refocus the agent's creative team through the process of making the advertisement. So the account planner's primary tool is research. So they try to find out how the consumer thinks, consumer psychology, demographics, competitive sales, and so on. And this will help them to determine how the agency can leverage of brands in a strategic and creative approach. A degree in liberal arts is beneficial, and also some knowledge in psychology, sociology, and cultural anthropology is beneficial. Media research department, which sometimes are two separate departments depending on how big the agency is, and they are responsible for making decisions such as where to place an advertisement that it will reach the most amount of the target audience at the right time for the lowest possible costs. And these people will need skills like how to find and analyze the data, apply computer skills, ask innovative questions, and interpret or explain findings. Eventually, this department creates or makes a so-called creative brief, and that's where they put all of the information they find and basically paint a picture of the typical consumer that will then later go on to the next department, which actually creates the advertisement. So a degree within this department is not necessary, and any degree actually could work. The main thing is as long as you like doing research and analyzing it, you will do good. And the last department is the creative department, and this is the fun department, I think, because this is where the action happens and this is where all the creative stuff happens. So this department develops ideas and puts together the actual advertisement. Copywriters, which are included in this department, they do all the writing and editing of all the text, like the clever headlines and body text for the print ads, the dialogue for TV commercials, or the scripts for the radio ads. And then we have art directors, and they do the visual part of this teamwork. They develop concepts and design layouts for print ads, television storyboards, and so on. And sometimes they also oversee photo sessions or filmings if they are making TV commercials. So a successful candidate for this area will have strong visual concept skills and good basic drawing and design abilities. Although a bachelor's degree is not necessary or required, most agencies look for a candidate that is mentally mature and has intellectual abilities. But preferable is a degree in English, journalism, or advertising and marketing. Some of the job titles in this department are Chief Creative Director, Director Creative, Copywriter and Art Director as mentioned, and Illustrator. And as a side note, Copywriter, Art Director and Illustrator are the ones who do the most creative works. How to go about and enter this field is to get an internship in a reputable agency is a very good advice, because it will help build skills and build a portfolio and also get a foot in. But start putting a portfolio together already in school, and only put those pieces that are truly creative and well designed, and also be proud of your work. Earnings, usually this field makes a lot of money, and these numbers I'm showing you here are not accurate because they earn more and they have bonuses like stock shares and such. But advertising and promotion managers make around $80,000 annually. Marketing managers make the most, and they make around $108,000 a year. The future looks pretty good for this field. There will be jobs opening due to retirement, and overall employment is expected to increase by 13% through 2018, which is pretty good for this field. But there will still be a high competitive market. So the most motivated, energetic, and well-organized candidates with top-notch analytic and communication skills will land the best jobs. And I would like to conclude this presentation with a quote from my advertising teacher, Anne-Marie Mansouri, that I interviewed for this presentation. And she says, "We are magicians, scribes, artists, messengers, spokespeople, storytellers, and yes, entertainers. If this appeals to you, then smile, you are home." Thank you for listening.